Title: The Faceless Man. I've always been a bit of a night owl. I work late, binge watch shows, and get lost in whatever book I'm reading. It's a routine I've come to enjoy, especially since I live alone in a small, one-bedroom apartment in the city. Nothing too exciting, just a quiet life. Or at least, that's how it was until about 3 weeks ago. It started on a Wednesday night. I was lying in bed, scrolling through my phone, when I got a notification. It was from an old friend I hadn't heard from in years, Diana. The message was short, a simple "Hey, are you awake?" I thought it was odd, but I hadn't spoken to her in ages. We'd been close in high school, but over the years, we drifted apart. Maybe she was just reaching out to catch up. I quickly typed back, "Yeah, just winding down. What's up?" There was a long pause. Then a response, "Check your window." That was it. No explanation, no follow-up. Just that. I thought it was a weird message, but I didn't overthink it. I shrugged it off, assuming it was some kind of inside joke or maybe a prank. But the more I thought about it, the stranger it seemed. The phrase "check your window" was unsettling. Why would she say that? Curiosity won out, though. I got up, walked across the room, and pulled back the blinds of my bedroom window. Nothing. It was a typical view, the streetlights, a few cars parked along the curb, and the quiet buzz of the city outside. But as I stood there for a moment, staring into the night, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw it. A figure. Standing perfectly still across the street, near the old brick building. It wasn't anyone I recognized, just a shadow, barely noticeable in the dim light. The figure was tall, but something about it made my skin prickle. I couldn't make out any details, but I could tell it was watching me. I stepped back from the window, my heart starting to pound in my chest. I don't know why, but I had this overwhelming urge to close the blinds, lock the window, and get away from it. I turned around and glanced at my phone. Diana had sent another message, "Do you see him?" I froze. That's when I felt it. The presence. That terrible, suffocating feeling that someone was standing behind me, breathing down my neck. I spun around quickly. Nothing. I stood there in the silence, my breath quickening, trying to shake off the creeping paranoia. Was it possible someone had seen me check the window? Had they been standing out there for a while, just waiting for me to look? I couldn't stop thinking about it, my mind racing, trying to rationalize everything. I checked my phone again. Another message from Diana, "Don't look away. Don't blink." I felt a cold shiver run through me. What the hell was going on? My eyes locked on the window again. The figure across the street was still there. It hadn't moved. I stepped back, feeling a sick, twisting sensation in my stomach. I wanted to look away, but at the same time, I couldn't. I felt drawn to it, compelled to keep staring. The figure was barely visible, but I swear it was closer now. It was like it had moved a few feet without me even noticing. A message popped up from Diana, "He's coming." I glanced around the room, trying to shake the overwhelming feeling that something was very, very wrong. The figure wasn't just standing there anymore. It was now moving. Slowly, almost deliberately, it started walking towards the building, towards my apartment. I couldn't breathe. My head was spinning, my hands shaking as I pulled the blinds shut. I locked the window and backed away from the glass, feeling the panic rising in my chest. I couldn't stop thinking about what Diana had said. "He's coming." I didn't know who he was, but something told me I didn't want to find out. I texted Diana, desperate for answers. "What do you mean? What is happening?" The response was immediate, "He's in your building." My blood ran cold. Before I could react, I heard a noise. A soft knock at the door. I froze. Another knock, this time louder, more insistent. Thump, thump, thump. I didn't move. I just stood there, terrified, staring at the door as if it could somehow protect me from what was outside. My phone buzzed again. "Don't open the door." The knock came again. This time, it sounded closer. I backed away, my mind racing. What should I do? Should I call the police? Should I stay quiet? But then I heard something else, soft footsteps. Footsteps that didn't sound like they belonged to anyone inside the apartment. I crept to the door, my heart in my throat, and peered through the peephole. There was a man standing outside. But what made me scream wasn't his appearance, it was his face. There was no face. Not even a feature. Just a blank, smooth surface like a mask without expression. A featureless head, a blank stare, staring directly at the peephole, as if he could see me on the other side. I stumbled back, my breath coming in ragged gasps. I could hear the man, or whatever he was, breathing heavily through the door. He knew I was in here. And then I remembered what Diana had told me. Don't look away. I couldn't move. My eyes locked on the door. I didn't want to blink, didn't want to look away, but the pressure in my chest was too much. I had to do something. I picked up my phone again, hands trembling, and sent one final message to Diana. Who is he? What do I do? The reply came instantly. He's behind you. I spun around. And that's when I saw him. In the corner of the room, standing just inches away from me, was the Faceless Man. I don't remember what happened next. I don't remember how I got out of the apartment or how I ended up on the street, but I do remember hearing one last message from Diana as I ran into the night. He's always there. He never leaves. Now, I don't sleep. I can't. Every time I close my eyes, I see that featureless face staring back at me. And I know he's out there. Watching. And he's waiting for me to look away again. Please like and follow.